A.R.T. by Charity Talla. Copyright 2025. All rights reserved. No part of this book may be reproduced in any form by any electronic or mechanical means, including information storage and retrieval systems, except in the case of brief quotations embodied in critical articles or reviews, without permission in writing from its publisher, Literary Landmarks Publishing Company. The characters and events portrayed in this book are fictitious or are used fictitiously. Any similarity to real persons, living or dead, is purely coincidental and not intended by the author. All brand names and product names used in this book are trademarks, registered trademarks, or trade names of their respective holders. Generational Alliances, FT, is not associated with any product or vendor in this book.
Bravery is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Nelson Mandela. For I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. Author's note. Content warning. A.R.T. tells the story of two young adults who find strength in each other as they confront the challenges of familial loss, suicidal thoughts, and trauma experienced during adolescence. These themes are explored in various chapters throughout the book and may trigger difficult emotions, so readers are advised to proceed with caution. Thank you for reading, and please remember that you are not alone. Support and help is always available for those in need. One love, one God. Chapter 21. Ronnie wasn't waiting for me when I returned to my apartment, and strangely enough, she didn't reach out to me the next day either. Even in art class on Wednesday, she completely ignored me. Based on her initial reaction, I anticipated our post-encounter to be somewhat awkward, but I didn't expect the ongoing silence to make me question our friendship. At first, I viewed her silence as just that, silence. She seemed neither bothered nor interested in discussing what she had or hadn't seen that day. However, by the end of the week, I began to fill her silent behavior with my own theories. Whenever she quietly snickered or typed on her phone, I worried she might be spreading rumors about me, and I couldn't overlook her intense stares whenever Arthur asked me a question or walked past my desk. You'd think she was visually documenting our interactions. What did she expect us to do? If she's upset, why not talk to me instead of behaving as if I don't exist? It's so frustrating. I know I promised Arthur I wouldn't say anything, but the tension between us is driving me insane. I can't continue like this.
See, I told you she was a slut. How could she think no one would find out? Just stupid.
I overhear Ronnie say into her phone as we prepare to leave for the day. Who is she calling a slut? I narrow my eyes in her direction.
Don't say anything. Let her dig her own grave.
She laughs. Say it to my face.
Lisa, let me call you back. What?
You're obviously talking about me, so say it to my face. She crosses her arms, and I mimic her posture.
First of all, you're listening too hard. I wasn't even talking about you. And secondly,
she stands taller, but her frame still appears childlike compared to mine.
If I had something to say, I would say it to your face, but I don't. All you do is keep secrets from me anyway.
She pouts, punctuating her words with an animated huff. A secret is a secret for a reason, Ronnie, I retort.
So, you admit it.
I did no such thing. My gaze shifts swiftly to the front of class, colliding with his intense stare, already fixed on me. Don't twist my words.
I'm not. Unlike you.
Anger rises in my voice, amplifying it further. What does that even mean?
Miss Lotus, Miss Thomas, is there a problem?
Arthur's tone is direct, leaving us no option but to acknowledge him. Eyes fixed on me, Ronnie forces a smile and answers.
No problem here, Professor.
Meanwhile, I continue to glare at her with clenched fists and a tight jaw as whispers fill the air, warning me not to trust anything she says. Because if she were genuinely trying, we wouldn't be arguing right now.
Miss Thomas.
I know she's up to no good. It's written all over her smirking face, but she's pretending to be naive again. I refuse to let her fool me this time. I won't.
Miss Thomas.
Why is he... What? I snap, turning away from Ronnie's frantic expression, glaring at Arthur. He approaches cautiously.
Step away from Miss Lotus.
But she... My breath hitches, my lips pursing as I look away from Arthur to Ronnie. My fingers tighten.
Anora.
My eyes snap back to his, nearly breaking down as I catch sight of his pleading expression. Scanning the room, I'm met with worried glances, settling on a pair of frightened, glistening eyes. I don't want to care, but I'm not this person. I'm not aggressive. Yet, as I look down at my clenched fingers twisted in front of Ronnie's shirt, I start to second-guess that notion. I thought you were my friend, I choke, tears spilling without warning. She begins, but I don't stick around to hear the rest. I ignore Arthur's call as I grab my things and rush out of the classroom. I need to get away from her, and if possible, away from myself. Sent by WhatsApp user A.R.T. at 2:05 p.m.
Why did you leave?
Sent by WhatsApp user A.R.T. at 3:30 p.m.
Anora, please respond. I'm getting worried.
Sent by WhatsApp user A.R.T. at 4:58 p.m.
I have a department meeting. It should be over in an hour. Please answer when I call.
I set my phone face down, closing my eyes and leaning my head back against the neck rest. I've been sitting in my car for over 2 hours now, but my hands are still trembling from the adrenaline coursing through my veins. What was I thinking, putting my hands on Ronnie like that? Regardless of what I suspected, it was not okay. After another 15 minutes of waiting, I felt calm enough to drive home. My tense limbs completely relax as I sink into an excessively hot bubble bath, my neck supported by an extra thick rolled towel. Listening to a random piano instrumental on Spotify, I close my eyes and allow my mind to drift far away, but my reverie is abruptly interrupted. Arthur is calling. In a panic, I fumble with my phone, realizing he's calling with a video request. I decline the video call. Hello?
Hey, are you okay? You sound different.
Arthur says, concern lacing his voice. I clear my throat. No, I'm okay.
Okay, good.
He clears his throat.
Did you get my messages?
I did. I just needed some time to myself.
I understand. Do you want to talk about it?
My mind drifts back to the terrible behavior I exhibited and how Arthur looked and... Wait, you called me by my first name.
I'm aware.
He replies calmly, but that same calm makes me wonder if he regrets it, especially since we should avoid talking to one another casually in public until our situation is resolved.
Switch to video so I can see you.
Oh,
Are you not home?
No, that's not it. It's just... Give me a sec. Setting the phone down, I ensure I'm appropriately covered before switching the call to video. My face, along with a small amount of skin below my neck, appears in a small rectangle at the right of my screen, while Arthur's smiling face fills the rest.
Hi.
His smile broadens. Hi! Warmth floods my cheeks as I shy away from his infectious smile, failing to hide my own.
Your face is so damp,
He says playfully.
What were you doing?
Oh! I rub my free hand across my forehead, curing the moisture. It's the steam. I'm in the tub.
You're taking a bath?
He asks, as if my saying I'm in the tub implied something entirely different. I sing, trying to keep it light. His gaze lowers and lingers far too long, causing me to glance down, ensuring no unwanted body parts are visible.
Call me back.
He blurts out in one breath before ending the video call. What just happened? Sent by WhatsApp user Artist at 6:06 p.m. Why did you hang up? Sent by WhatsApp user A.R.T. at 6:07 p.m.
Video call me when you're done. I'll answer.
He didn't even respond to my question. After a rapid, almost record-breaking bath, I slipped into some cozy pajamas, quickly wiped down the tub, and headed straight to my couch to call Arthur back.
Are you decent? That was a quick bath.
All I can do is laugh at the sight of the grown man covering his eyes with his hand. Seriously, Arthur, did you think I'd tease you like that?
Yup.
He replies, popping the pea. I chuckle again. I'm decent, Promise." In a dramatic fashion, he gradually lowers his hand, revealing his closed eyes, then slowly opens them. I shake my head, amused.
You look comfy.
"I am," I reply, bearing my face further into my oversized cream blanket. After a moment, I ask, "Why did you hang up? It's not like you could see anything." His gaze wanders.
I know, but
He looks at me, then away from the camera, clearing his throat.
it's the knowing I'm trying to avoid.
"Knowing you didn't want to know I was naked?" It sounds humorous to say it out loud, but seeing his eyelids drooping, his usually full lips thinned, and his breath becoming noticeably labored makes the atmosphere feel intense.
I haven't done this in a long time, Anora. And given that I'm your professor,
He inhales deeply, staring at his intertwined fingers resting on his face's lower half. I falter, swallowing hard as I brace myself for the worst. Part of me suspected it was too good to last. And with the uncertainty between Ronnie and me, I'm surprised he hadn't called off whatever this is days ago. "What are you saying?" His eyes shift upward, filled with worry and uncertainty. I exhale softly. His hands fall as he adjusts his position, his cautious expression transforming into one of resolve.
I'm saying we need to take it slow. I need to take it slow.
He admits.
So, video chatting while you're naked
He inhales sharply, shaking his head.
isn't going to work. Even if I can't see you, knowing is a form of seeing Anora. I can't risk being tempted by thoughts like that. Just kissing is difficult enough.
He pauses.
Do you understand?
I hear him, but it's hard for my mind to fully accept this. Arthur, my art professor, wants to take things slow, and more than that, he's finding kissing challenging. Translation: he wants to do more than kiss me. I know I'm not dreaming, but it feels like a dream, and it's the best one I've ever had.
Anora,
Yes, I understand, I reply, meeting his gaze on the screen. He smiles as he says,
good. I'm turning off the video. I should head out now.
"Wait, you're still at the office?"
Yes, I wanted to see you and talk before I left. I'll be in traffic on the way home, and I didn't want to call late in case you're an early sleeper.
He says, causing my heart to flutter at his thoughtfulness. I'm not an early sleeper. I bite my lip, almost feeling like I've shared a secret.
Good to know.
Arthur grins.
I'm switching now.
And just like that, his face vanishes, leaving only his voice through the speakerphone.
So, what are you doing for the rest of the night?
Nothing much, I admit, with a silent yawn. I'll probably watch 1 or 2 episodes of One Tree Hill before calling it a night.
One Tree Hill? Is that something I should be familiar with?
I laugh, cringing at the idea of breaking down the show's complexities for Arthur. He might reconsider his feelings for me.
What's so amusing?
His laughter resonates.
Am I lame for not knowing the show?
No, it's nothing like that. It's just... I pause, aware that the show is anything but straightforward.
It's fine, you don't have to explain. I was just curious since it's the first thing outside of art I've heard you mention. If you're not ready to share that part of yourself, I understand.
No, that's not it. I want you to know all parts of me. I notice the sharp intake of his breath. Geez, Anora, think before you speak. I mean, the things I enjoy outside of art. Maybe one day we can watch it together?
I like that.
I'm grinning so widely that my cheeks are beginning to ache, and the prolonged silence on the other end suggests that Arthur is likely smiling too. A familiar ding sounds, signaling that our call is coming to an end.
I'll probably lose you in the elevator. Good night, Anora.
Good night, Arthur. Before I knew it, it's Sunday, and I'm still diligently working on my art series. I selected portraits as my focus. Although Arthur didn't explicitly influence my choice, I'd be lying if I claimed he had no impact. Now, starting my 4th sketch, I'm starting to think I should have opted for something less time-consuming. Capturing the expressions isn't difficult, as my emotions blend into a mix of nervousness, happiness, sadness, and anger. The second guessing, stemming from uncertainty surrounding Arthur and me, intensifies my nerves. I remind myself to focus on the present, taking things day by day, and to appreciate that my feelings aren't for nothing, but those very feelings seem to lead me astray. I feel sad and angry regarding Ronnie. I believed we had built a friendship resilient enough to weather any misunderstanding, but now I'm not so sure. A part of me feels responsible since this could likely be resolved with a simple conversation, one I promised Arthur I wouldn't have. So, what am I supposed to do? Engrossed in the soothing melody of the soft piano instrumental, I don't notice anyone else entering the room or hear them call my name until I feel a startling touch on my right shoulder. I take out my earbuds and let out a sigh of relief. "You scared me for a sec,"
Sorry.
Ronnie replies, glancing down before meeting my gaze.
It looks good.
She smiles, nodding toward my drawing. "Thanks," I respond, with my own smile as she timidly walks to her station, propping one of her art pieces on her easel. "Oh wow, Ronnie, those colors are so vibrant and lifelike," I commend her sincerely, moving closer to her easel.
You don't think the apples are too red?
She asks, scrunching her nose. I shake my head. "No, but if you want to differentiate them more from the grapes, I suggest adding some darker shading here," I point out.
Oh, okay.
Without hesitation, she takes her HB charcoal pencil and adds the suggested shading. We both take a step back to admire the changes.
Wow, that looks so much better.
She beams, laughing softly.
Thanks, Anora.
She looks up at me with a smile, which I return before heading back to my own station.
Anora, wait.
I turn around to see her shoulders hunched and her gaze lowered.
I'm really sorry about what happened in class the other day.
My shoulders slump. No, I should be the one apologizing.
Maybe, but
Her expression grows heavier.
I was the one who started it. I knew you could hear me talking, and I wanted you to think that I was talking about you, but I swear I wasn't.
She insists, her hands shaking.
I was commenting on this stupid girl who got caught cheating on her boyfriend. I mean, how did she think she wouldn't get caught?
She says, smacking her lips as I suppress a laugh.
The guy she was sleeping with is in the same class as her boyfriend, and, sorry, that's totally off topic.
She adds with a nervous giggle, prompting me to finally chuckle.
But
She exhales deeply, her eyes closing briefly.
I really wasn't talking about you. I wouldn't do that. I cherish our friendship too much to stoop that low.
I take a moment to absorb her words and her earnest expression. It's hard to overlook. Me too, I reply with a heavy heart. Things have felt so strained between us since then, so I figured the worst. My voice sounding more fatigued than relieved.
Same.
She admits. Our eyes meet in a moment of concern before we look away. My shoulders sink further as I rest my elbows on my knees.
Why didn't you tell me?
Tell you what? I ask cautiously. When she doesn't respond, I glance her way to find her already looking at me, holding my gaze for a couple of heartbeats.
Why didn't you tell me about, you know?
She gestures, and the unspoken words hit hard because I know exactly what or who she's referring to, but I refuse to steer this conversation. There was nothing to tell. I shrug.
Nothing to tell?
She nearly shouts, lowering her voice.
You two were all over each other, Anora. That's definitely something to talk about.
I neither confirm nor deny it. Why did you act so weird and dismiss what you saw?
Honestly, I couldn't process what I witnessed.
She takes a seat on the stool behind her, furrowing her brow before continuing.
I was just about to leave the building when I thought you might be getting in trouble, so I went back. I intended to come up with a story to help you out, but when I knocked, no one answered. I knocked again, and still nothing. That's when my imagination took over, and I feared the worst, that he was holding you against your will. But I never would have guessed.
She places a hand on her chest, taking a deep breath. I can see the pulse in her neck.
But the fact that you were in on it.
She smirks.
I mean, all the way in?
She laughs, and I shake my head.
It never even crossed my mind.
Still shaking my head, I can't help but laugh too. Stop it, I warn, but her enthusiasm only grows.
I'm serious. How could you keep this from me?
She pouts.
So, is he a good kisser? Never mind. Don't answer that. With lips like his, he has to be. I bet he's wild in bed.
She mostly mumbles to herself. Oh my gosh, Ronnie, stop. My cheeks flush crimson with embarrassment.
What? The cat's out the bag now? Or should I say, dog?
She cackles.
Ooh, please tell me he's packing. My fantasies will be shot if—
Ronnie, please spare me. I cover my ears, knowing this is the last thing I need swirling in my head.
What? I'm sure I'm not the only girl curious about this.
My attempts to tune her out are failing miserably. Every word still reaches my ears.
Besides, I'm your best friend. I need to know these crucial details.
She states matter-of-factly. Crucial details, what? I laugh, wondering how to react to her comments. I definitely need to reconsider this best friend title. Look, I hate to break it to you, but that information is still a mystery to me. So rest assured, whatever you're thinking hasn't happened and never will. All right?
Hold up,
She says, raising a hand and tilting her head.
Are you telling me you haven't even taken a swing?
My expression shifts. Huh? Her palms come together as she takes a calming breath.
Are you saying you haven't stroked the stick?
Stroke the English, Ronnie.
Ridden the pony? At least saddled it?
She presses. I scrunch my face in disbelief.
For crying out loud.
She sighs, looking up at the ceiling.
Anora, you can't be this naive.
She says, smacking her teeth.
Did you two have sex?
No. I lower my voice, glancing around to ensure we're still alone. It's nothing like that, I reiterate. What you witnessed was... I take a deep breath, knowing I've already said too much. It was a big mistake that won't happen again, so please stop talking about it. I need to regain control of this conversation before it spirals even further. Who am I kidding? It's already way too far gone, especially since I just told this massive lie. Ronnie doesn't look convinced as she nods and hums.
I'll let it go for now. But one day, you'll crack. And I'll be there to pick up the pieces like a good friend.
I can only smile and shake my head as I turn back to my easel to focus on my drawing. The next 2 hours were filled with Ronnie sneakily slipping in personal questions about Arthur every 10 minutes or so while I kept drawing, trying not to reveal too much. It was a challenge, but I think I managed to give her only the kind of answers that anyone with internet access could easily find. I hope. Chapter 22.
What did you say to Miss Lotus?
Hi, Anora. How are you? Oh, I am splendid, Arthur. Thanks for asking. How about yourself? I close the classroom door, rolling my eyes. Great. He's in a mood. He mumbles to himself, switching Ronnie's artwork with mine.
Spare me the theatrics. What did you say to your friend?
He snaps, not stopping to acknowledge me. I stand rooted, arms crossed, eyes narrowed. I say a lot of things to my friend. What we're going to do over the weekend, what we ate for dinner the other day, how frustrating it is when our periods start a week early. She's my friend, Arthur. My volume increases. We talk about everything.
Don't play dumb with me.
He scoffs, roughly placing my last canvas on the fourth easel. Careful! I growl. His eyes meet mine as he responds with a growl of his own. I bite my inner cheek, telling myself to calm down. And by the way his jaws are flexing, he's probably doing the same. Neither of us says another word as I walk to where he's standing. I wait, not quietly, huffing as I watch him glare over my work of art.
I see nothing wrong. We're done here.
He says, stepping away. You looked at it for 2 seconds. I turn toward him. Are you seriously not going to give me a fair critique? Facing me, he spits.
Trust me. Right now you don't want me to.
Treading up to him, I release an exhausted sigh. Are we incapable of talking without arguing?
What do you want me to say?
He starts walking toward his office and I follow. We are now in his office alone, again, and arguing again.
You know.
He stops in front of his desk and looks up at the ceiling.
For the past 20 minutes, I've been trying to find a reason for the things you do and God.
He rakes his fingers through his hair before slamming both hands down on his desk. His shoulders fall, along with the forward motion of his head as he releases a sigh. I don't like this. I don't like this side of him, or me being the reason why he loses his self-control. There must be a way for us to talk about sensitive subjects without yelling at each other like some bitter old couple, which is ironic because we have yet to define what we are. I need to touch him, feel his warmth, and regain the comfort only he can offer. So I walk up behind him and snake my arms around his waist. As his fingers slide over mine, I press the front of my head against his back, matching his breathing. Arthur. I'm whispering, but his subtle shift lets me know he heard. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have acted like I didn't know what you were asking, but you were no better attacking me as soon as I entered the room. My arms fall and he turns around to face me. His expression is still pressed, but less angry. It's a start. After taking a few more calming breaths, I continue. I didn't answer anything she asked, but I swallow. What could I do? She saw everything with her own eyes. She promised not to say anything, although I made it very clear there is nothing going on between us. She swore not to say a word. Arthur eyes shut. He unleashes a harsh breath as his hands settle timidly along the side of my face. He then leans forward, placing his forehead against mine. Unable to resist his touch, my hands mold to his, my breath syncing with his. I consider telling him more, but what good would that do? Isn't it better to wait until he's calm rather than throw gasoline on the fire?
What were you thinking, Anora?
He mostly whispers it, but I sense the lingering anger. Confused will be an understatement for how I'm feeling because, is it not obvious? I was thinking about us. My brows pull so taut, my persistent headache blurs into a migraine. Why would you?
There is no us.
Anger reflects in his eyes, which I wish were filled with longing instead. He looks like he wants me to leave.
Not anymore.
Moving away from my touch and nearly taking a final breath, I say, "What? Why?" Panic rises within me.
I told you to say nothing.
His voice sends a chill through me.
If she asked you for any validation, to say nothing, why couldn't you just do as I asked?
If I wasn't looking at him, I would have missed the glimpse of liquid threatening to overtake the shape of his eyes, and it would be my fault. His tears will be my undoing. But no tears escape as he sighs, facing away from me with a heavy head.
How can you not see what's at risk? All it takes is one rumor, and the lies will spread like wildfire across campus. I was trying to prevent that from happening, but now, because of what you did...
He shakes his head.
Now, I don't know.
But I told you she wouldn't.
I don't care what she said.
He says loudly.
Her promises mean nothing to me.
This isn't fair. How can he expect me to blindly trust him when he won't trust me? What you wanted me to do was not working. He smacks his lips and turns away from me, but I press on. You saw what I did in class. Not knowing what she was thinking was driving me insane, Arthur. So, yeah, we talked, made up, but I swear, I said nothing about us. Tears are hot on my face, but I didn't care to wipe them away.
Don't worry, Mr. T. Your and Anora's secret is safe with me.
My expression presses as I assume that he's repeating someone's words. Ronnie's words.
You two are so cute together, especially knowing y'all share the same initials.
My heart stops. Like, literally stops, because why would she say that? She promised.
The same initials, Anora. Only 3 people, including you, know my middle name to be Ryan. You want to know why? Because I wasn't born with one and it's not on my class page. So how would she know?
His brows press as he grits out,
Your lies are catching up with you.
It would have been better if he looked at me with hurt instead of that ice-cold stare. I need to say something. Fix this before I ruin everything. But whatever I come up with could make things even worse.
You know,
He chuckles, sadness clouding his eyes.
the joke is on me. I'm the adult. I'm supposed to be the responsible one, but I had to.
He cuts his words short after mostly talking to himself. I'm frozen, trapped in a spiral of panic.
This is all my fault.
He continues.
I should have never kissed you. What was I thinking?
The migraine would have been a happy medium from how treacherous my head is throbbing right now, blocking my logical thinking, and worse, attacking my sanity. So, I don't blame myself for trying to reach for some sort of hope when I barely say, "You don't mean that." Arthur looks over his shoulder, jaw flinching, as he glares at me and says,
Yes, I do. The moment I kissed you, no, the moment you walked into my classroom, I was damned. But you're not the blame. I'm the idiot who ignored all the warnings, the biggest one being the very fact that I'm your professor.
My trembling lips were the least of my worries, because looking at this man, who I had openly exposed myself to over and over again, stand there and basically say my presence is making him miserable, is a slap to the face. Devastated would have been an acceptable word to describe how I'm feeling, if how I'm feeling didn't literally cause my chest to ache with excruciating pain. So, my desolation is far past devastation. It's a word I will later have to come to terms with because right now, I feel nothing. I mean nothing to him. For a desperate moment, I wish he'd take those words back, wish he would embrace me, kiss me, give me a silent, "I'm sorry." I will accept anything to erase the last few seconds. But he does nothing, and I feel my heart harden in response, along with every other feeling involving the name Professor, Arthur, Ryan, Tompkinson. So, it doesn't bother me when I spit, "Screw you, Professor," and storm out of his office, slamming the door shut with all my might. It also doesn't bother me when cursing can be heard following my abrupt departure, but the sound of things crashing against the walls is a shock. It bothers me enough to want to turn back, because maybe he's just as heartbroken as I am. Maybe he's realizing his reaction was a bit overboard and no. Those thoughts are for someone who cares. I'm no longer going to be that someone. This time I'm no longer digging myself into a grave. No, he is... Chapter 23. These tears aren't for him. I'm crying out of anger. Not for him, I swear. Not for him.
I know, sweetie. I know.
Ronnie says, rubbing my back, trying to be supportive with the little I've shared. Who does he think he is, claiming he's the adult? I mimic his quote with disdain. I'm an adult too, I fume. With equal indignation, Ronnie responds,
You're absolutely right. You are an adult.
And how could he just, break up with me as if we were actually dating? We've only kissed,
Girl, y'all were doing more than kissing.
My side eye is enough for her to feel my annoyance, prompting her to raise her hands in defense.
I'm just saying.
As I was saying, I sit up straighter, speaking with newfound resolve. I don't need him.
That's right. Screw him.
Ronnie declares, raising her fist triumphantly. Yes, screw him! I shout with gusto, but then my sobbing face crashes into my hands.
Wait. No. What happened to screw him?
I never got the chance to. I mumble through my full-blown ugly cry.
I'm so sorry, hun.
Sighing, I lie back on my bed, letting the silence wash over me as I take a few deep breaths. I really thought we were going to have something special, Ronnie. I knew the risks, but I thought... I close my eyes. I don't even know what I thought. Another shaky breath escapes me, and fresh tears follow.
I'm sorry, hun.
Ronnie releases a sigh of her own as she lays sideways, facing me. Crap! I sit up suddenly. The intern papers. Groaning, I flop back onto my pillow.
Intern?
I was supposed to give him the intern application for the museum. There's no way he'll approve it now. God, I completely forgot about it. So stupid. I smack my forehead in frustration.
Why not just hand it in yourself?
You know, I didn't think of that. Thanks, Ronnie. She winks.
Anytime.
Finally, a glimmer of hope breaks through the heaviness that's been holding me down, but all I want to do now is sleep and put this day behind me. Finals arrive all too quickly, and I realize I took time management for granted as I juggled all my studying. I believe I've done enough to at least secure a solid B, even though an A would have been ideal. Still, there's nothing more I can do as I submit my language arts exam. It's not raining, but the clouds look like they might burst. I relate to that feeling. Nevertheless, I sniff away the impending tears and focus on the road ahead as I head to my car, determined to prioritize myself at the Museum of Modern Art. The museum isn't crowded, but I didn't expect it to be on a Tuesday afternoon. Most people are likely at lunch right now. What if Mrs. Catherine is out to lunch? Crap. I didn't think of that. Great job, Anora.
Good afternoon.
A tanned woman with dark brown hair, clear rimmed glasses, and a warm, inviting smile greets me at the information counter. Hello, I reply, my smile wavering as nerves flutter in my stomach. Is Mrs. Catherine available?
Mrs. Roberts?
I nod, and she continues.
Oh, I think she's off for lunch. Did you have an appointment?
Her eyes focus on the computer screen as her fingers move with purpose. I'm afraid not.
Let's see. There's an opening later this afternoon around 2 p.m. if you can come back.
I check the time. It's only 12:15. Sure, I can come back. Thank you.
Anora, Miss Thomas.
A bright voice calls my name as I hear the sound of quick footsteps approaching.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Roberts.
The receptionist greets her respectfully.
Good afternoon, Lucille.
Mrs. Roberts replies with a smile before turning to me.
Miss Thomas, you're here. I was just about to call you. Lucille,
She says while turning toward the receptionist.
is my afternoon still open?
I had planned to schedule Miss Thomas for your 2 o'clock, but if that's no longer needed, your schedule will be free until 3.
Lucille informs her.
Perfect. I'll see Miss Thomas now and take an extended lunch.
Oh, I don't want to interrupt your lunch. I can come back later, I say humbly. She waves her hand dismissively.
Nonsense. You're here now, and discussing this over lunch will make our meeting feel less formal. We have plenty to discuss.
She winks at me with a playful glint in her eye.
Come.
She wraps an arm around mine and leads us out of the museum.
I wish I could have seen the look on his face when you said that.
Mrs. Roberts laughs, covering her mouth. I had just shared the story of my first encounter with the professor, including my embarrassing assumption that he was the understudy instead of the actual art professor. The more I talk about it, the less funny it feels, and the more awkward it becomes. But Mrs. Roberts seems genuinely entertained. Mrs. Roberts,
I told you to stop being so formal. We're out for lunch. Just call me Catherine.
she insists. She totally gets it. Catherine, I say with a smile, thank you for treating me to lunch. You didn't have to.
Oh, nonsense. A friend of Arthur's is a friend of mine.
She beams. Friend?
I would say so, considering how much he's raved about you. You'd think he was trying to sell me a car.
She jokes, drawing a light chuckle from me.
If I didn't know any better, I would have thought he'd known you for years, not just from the classroom.
She adds, her eyes sparkling with mischief as she peeks over her teacup, the steam rising and cautioning her to sip carefully. It's late spring, for goodness sake. Probably over 80 degrees, and she's drinking hot tea. Just looking at it makes me sweat. He did?
Yes. Surprised?
I don't know, I shrug. Maybe a little,
He must be quite fond of you.
she remarks in a way that makes me feel uneasy. The way she looks at me, smiling like there's a hidden agenda I'm missing, adds to my discomfort. Clearing my throat, I shift in my seat, almost forgetting the real reason for our lunch. Here's my application.
Perfect.
She quickly scans the pages that took me hours to complete.
I also have your portfolio.
She adds, You do? How?
Arthur dropped it off. I'm surprised you didn't see him. He left just a few minutes before I did.
She notes, placing the papers down. He was there? How did I miss him? Did he see me? I must have just missed him, I reply, my tone more dejected than I intended.
Well,
She says, clapping her hands together.
we'll be happy to have you on our team for the summer.
Really? I beam, showing off all my teeth. Catherine mirrors my excitement, confirming,
Yes, really.
Oh my gosh, Mrs. Robb. Catherine, this is just... thank you, I finally managed to say, shaking her hand, struggling to find the right words to express my gratitude.
You're welcome, dear, but you should also thank your professor. His high praise for you definitely helped. I hope not to be disappointed.
You absolutely won't be disappointed, I assure her earnestly.
And we have a no distraction policy.
She adds with a playful smirk. Absolutely no distractions, I promise, I declare, raising my hand in a solemn gesture. We both laugh. Catherine paid for our meals and drove us back to the museum, and I couldn't wipe the smile off my face during the entire 5-minute ride.
Anora,
Catherine calls as I'm heading toward my car.
here's my card. Call me when your finals are done. Arthur mentioned his are not until Friday, but I'm not sure about your other classes.
Actually, I'll be finished with all my finals by Friday.
Perfect. If you want, you can start on Monday, or we can wait until the following week so you can have some time off.
No, Monday will be great. I can definitely start on Monday, I reply with enthusiasm.
Great. I'll have Lucille send you over some information you'll need to bring on your first day, and we'll go from there, okay?
Sounds great. I'm looking forward to it, I say with a grin that could stretch my cheeks.
Perfect. See you on Monday then.
See you on Monday. I wave as she walks away, continuing to wave even after she's out of sight, because I'm too excited to let this moment end.
You have listened to chapters 21 through 23 from Charity Ta'ala's debut novel, A.R.T. Copyright 2025. All rights reserved. Audiobook created by Caridad Inc. as Charity Ta'ala. Copyright 2026. All rights reserved. Audio music produced by Caridad Inc. as Charity Ta'ala. Copyright 2026. All rights reserved. Be sure to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments section, and click the notification bell so that you are notified when the next chapters are posted. Thank you for listening.